My name is Carl. I'm from Belgium, located in Bruges. And I'm a saxophone builder. I think it was 2014 that I was confronted with a text from the Old Testament, a prophecy by Isaiah. And it says, "And then they will melt down their swords into plowshares." And that's a prophecy of a time that there will be peace. And that prophecy really inspired me. And I was thinking, okay, I don't need any plowshares. I'm not a farmer. I need saxophones. And for saxophones, I need brass. And brass, where can I find brass? Well, very quickly, I came to the idea to use shells, artillery shells, because that's made of brass. And I actually did some research and lab analysis, and it is actually high-quality brass. So it's perfect to make saxophones from it.
As Carl began to work on his idea, he was befriended by one of the world's great saxophone players, Raphael Ravenscroft, who played for a variety of well-known acts such as Pink Floyd, ABBA and Marvin Gaye. Paul McCartney even featured on his solo album in 1979. Carl picks up the story.
Initially, I had the idea to launch it in 2014. And I came in touch with Raphael Ravenscroft. That's a name that might ring a bell if you know the famous saxophone solo, Baker Street, from Jerry Rafferty. And Raphael, we got in touch and we became good friends. And he told me about his daughter, Scarlett Raven. She's a really rising star in the art world, together with her manager and co-artist, Marc Marot. We agreed to do this project together.
Sadly, before a single saxophone could be made, Raphael passed away, and the project seemed over before it had begun. However, Rafa's daughter, artist Scarlett Raven, was determined to finish it.
Sax4Pax was one of the last projects. He went to the opening night of the Poppy exhibition we had in London, and the next day flew out to Belgium to see Carl, and that was the last time that I saw him.
I received a message that Raphael passed away very unexpectedly, and so I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this project anymore, because Raphael became part of the project, and I didn't want to do it anymore. But weeks later, I got in touch with his daughter, and Scarlett said, hey, we really want you to push on with this project, because ever since my dad met you, we've never seen him so enthusiastic. So please continue this project. And I was like, okay, let's go for it.
Marc Marot is an artist and former music executive with a passion for military history and art. He told me what the project means to him.
The whole concept of they shall beat their swords into plowshares is something that I've long known about and long believed in conceptually. So the idea of being able to contribute to that is fantastic. In a peculiar way that I don't think there could have been a more perfect and apposite version of us taking our normal kind of painting-based work and putting it into something 3D like a saxophone. Spiritually, it couldn't have been more aligned with our thinking.
I talked to Carl last week, and I was just broke down into tears. It's really moving, and it's something he cared deeply about, and it was his and Carl's idea to be carrying it on. It's fantastic, and I hope, I think we're going to help a lot of people. 3 of the saxophones are being donated to charities. It's helping people.
The saxophones themselves are a work of art. Engraved onto them are illustrations of the Iron Tower and Tynecott Cemetery, with a British soldier at the grave of a fallen comrade. There will also be engraving of the Menin Gate at Ypres, and the Bible verse that served as an inspiration for the saxophone will also be engraved. Other parts will be made from the wood of a Lee Enfield stock, the rifle of the British forces during World War I. And Scarlett Raven has designed a special poppy that will be placed on the saxophone, and using augmented reality, through an app on your phone, the saxophone will come alive. It will be on display at the National Army Museum in London from the end of October. I'm Tony Rodgers for Forces Radio, BFBS.